Information gathered is displayed on the computer as hint cards. Grab a card with A and B and release the card on the top right. I'm sorry, are those me characters? Is that naval? Is it me character? Quote unquote naval? Practice by analyzing the knife. The knife found in Dennis's hand. There's blood on the blade. I should get it analyzed to learn more. Is this the knife that was in the corpse's hand? I'll look into it over here. Can you give me some more time? To analyzing. Dennis Taylor's last words. Stop. You? No. Can I get that analyzed too? No. Dennis Taylor, a 30-year-old male. Body was found in the defendant's room. I need to know what happened on the day of the incident. Alright, given locations. The release timeline on these games are actually pretty interesting because basically the games were on a yearly release schedule from 2005. So the first game came out in 2005, and then again following year in 2006, Second Opinion came out, which is a remake, the Wii remake of the Nintendo DS first game. And then the next year, the year after that, 2007, we have New Blood, and then 2008, the year after that, Under Knife 2, and then the year after that ish, Trauma Team came out 2009/10. 2010, depending on where you're from. Examine the point of the corpse. I love how Naomi can just email her assistant and yeah, it's quite weird, isn't it? Point at the Alright, personal effects on the left, corpse on the right. Let's have a look at the effects. Effect exam control. Use A to select anything suspicious like bloodstains. Alright. Oh wait, shit. Okay, so I use this to do that and rotate like that. Okay, well, in which case, let's have a look here. The deceased was wearing a white dress shirt. There are bloodstains on the left sleeve. Is anything in the pocket? Okay. Alright, nothing of note. Atlus abandoned the series due to poor sales. Yeah, it's very hard to find anyone who's like the Trauma Center series not talked about a lot, and yeah, I reckon it's down to poor promotion. You don't promote your games, people are not gonna know about it, and they'll be like, "Oh, we have to close this down because no one's buying it," and I wonder why. Such a good series, honestly, as well. Like, it's a asphyxiation. Tears of blood. No, red spots in the eyeball. Abnormality.
There appear to be spots of hemorrhaging in the eyeball. This isn't a common condition. Perhaps I should ask little guy about it.
Alright. Oh, broken finger. Or finger that's out of whack. Yeah, broken finger.
There's something odd about the...
Something odd. Looks like a fracture? I love how these like hints are ranked by stars. Like you found a clue. Its rarity is 4 stars. SSR hint. SSSR rarity hint.
Indeed. We can't say what's wrong with it for sure until it's sent in for analysis, though. This wound on the wrist is believed to be the cause of death. Even though this looks like a self-inflicted wound made with a sharp knife, there's something unnatural about it.
It's clean.
That's right. There's only the one wound on the wrist, a single slash deep enough to reach the artery. No matter who it is, pain is an immediate response to a cut. No one should be able to make a single cut this clean, and I can't say this is proof of homicide, but I can't ignore this incongruity.
Promo in Japan was great. They did some cute little pre-release interviews with the voice cast that someone uploaded to YouTube, the art book, etc. Oh, really? You see, Japan loves doing, loves promo. They love a good promo. And, like, just doing really cool things with these niche games. Never get that. Never get that here. Or outside of Japan. Less so in the UK. There isn't anything that grabs my attention.
Is this a
okay?
bruise? It's oddly shaped, though.
Flower-shaped bruise. A few things bother me about this corpse. Eye abnormality, wounded wrist, and a normal finger. It did, right? It did, didn't it? It didn't. Hold on, let me look it up. It didn't come out in Europe. How did I play? Oh yeah, I had a hacked Wii. Yes, I had a hacked Wii console. Yeah, did it even come out in Europe? I don't think Under the Knife 2 did either. Nope, neither did Under the Knife 2. New Blood did. I think New Blood was the last Trauma Center game that came out in the UK. Yeah, so we never got anything after New Blood. So yeah, fuck us, right? I can use my computer to start the information gathered. The investigator is trying to contact you through the computer.
Dr. Kimishima, the results of the examination of the knife have come in. Let's see, the knife itself...
No, he's just calling me over Discord.
Sold all over the country. It'll be difficult to locate where the knife came from. The blood left on the blade matches the deceased's. Only his fingerprints were found on the handle as well.
I see. At least one thing is clear now. That is...
The knife cut Dennis. Increased in rank. Not me ascending the knife card. Knife has become deadly knife.
Knife is believed to have been used
Rank you up.
on the victim's wrist. Even then, we can't prove that unless we compare it to the wound.
Fusing hint cards. This reminds me of Miles Edgeworth Investigations, which I never finished at all, but I would like to play it. I need to get back into the Phoenix Wright series actually, because I did try to stream the new one that came out, Great Ace Attorney, but I was like, actually, I want to play that on my own time. But I was doing a whole thing where I was playing all the Phoenix Wright games, and I think the last one I finished off was Apollo Justice, so which means I need to get onto Dual Destinies, or was it the first Miles Edgeworth game? I don't know. Figure it out at some point.
caused by increased blood pressure and spasms in the blood vessels. It's commonly found as a sign of death by asphyxiation.
Thought so.
Wait a second, that doesn't seem right. If I recall correctly, the victim... The cause of death was thought to be hemorrhaging from a slashed wrist. If the cause of death is asphyxiation, it's possible that we are dealing with a homicide.
Okay. Rank up. Eye abnormality has now evolved to signs of asphyxiation. Okay. No.
There's no mistake. This finger is fractured. Can you send me the details? We'll get an x-ray performed as soon as possible.
I realized you just made the exact same joke. I didn't even see. Your knife is evolved into deadly knife. Honestly, it's very funny how this thing is working. Can you we'll get an x-ray performed as soon as possible.
Piece of good news, Dr. Kimishima. I've received a recording from HQ of a witness's account.
Great, that will be useful.
Shit.
Who's the witness?
I think that was empty. Just knocked my monster over.
It's the deceased's neighbor. We've asked her some questions about the day of the incident.
Perfect timing. Maybe we'll be able to use her account to determine when the fire started.
Recording now can be used.
I'll send the data over to you. Please check it using the recorder in your room.
Right. That's analyzing.
This means...
Then shape of the knife. The shape of the knife blade matches the wound on the body's wrist. This shows that the knife was used on his wrist. They're gonna combine. The card slashing knife has been
Indeed.
obtained.
This appears to be an open and shut case. Then again, this all seems a little too convenient for me.
Kirsten Langley, 70, female. Dennis's neighbor, she was asked about what she'd observed on the day of the incident.
Yes, that's right. Oh, it's been so hot lately.
Well, it is close to the end of spring.
I've been keeping the window that faces out into the street open because of the heat. I've been keeping the window that faces out into the street open because of the... That's how I could hear my neighbor so clearly. Yes, it must... It was, let me think, around 3 in the afternoon.
Would she be so sure what time it was?
It was... Yes, it must have been. I was watching Farewell Danny at the time. I heard this loud noise from my neighbor's room. And then the fire alarm started going off a little after that.
A loud noise followed by the fire. That may be a clue.
Look at the artwork of Naomi. Look at it. Look at her. She's so pretty. She's so cool. Look at her.
The way she described it, the sound doesn't seem to have been something exploding. Could the noise have been made by someone in the room?
So there was noise coming from the room around 3 p.m. and then the fire started. The fire really started after the noise began. We should be able to narrow down the victim's time of death to some extent. Right, time to use the new computer. Well, I wasn't done, was I?
And then I was really... I think I looked...
10-minute period between the noise and the fire.
I looked out the window and saw... I ran over to my neighbor's door.
Right.
But I had to see if there was... It was chained from the inside. It was... Yes, the fire truck came. A firefighter cut the chain on the door. My neighbor? No, it
Seemed to look alone.
my neighbor. Oh, but I remember an
Electrician
electrician.
came around noon. There's nothing. odd about her statement here, at least so far.
Yes, I heard him talking outside the front door.
Okay, none of this information is relevant right now, apparently. Wait, okay. And apparently the neighbor heard something at 3 o'clock, and the fire occurred soon afterwards. If Dennis was the one who made that sound, then... No, didn't mean to do that.
The room was sealed, and the neighbor heard the sounds at around 3 p.m. The fire occurred not long after that. What we can deduce from that is...
I would let her consume my entire soul with those baby blues. Honestly, like, definitely one of Atlus's most like best design character. Just visually, like, perfect. The way her hair is drawn and everything, perfect. The neighbor heard noises coming from Dennis' room to suggest that at least he was alive until 3 p.m. The card, Dennis's time of death, has been obtained.
That's right. At least, that's all we can determine using our current information. The deceased was alone at the time, so there's a good chance he made the noise. Still, we need more information to see if there was anyone else in the room when it happened.
Well, the topic "Was anyone there?" has been added to the neighbor's account on the recorder.
Yes, that's right. Oh, it's been so...
Oh, it's all the same thing, but you're looking for key points. All right, in which case, around here?
I looked out the fire, but it was... A firefighter cut my neighbor. Oh, but I remember...
So an electrician had come to the deceased's room that day at around noon.
The card electrician visit.
Earlier than when the fire supposedly started, but we should investigate it.
I wonder if this art book is on Creative Uncut, which I haven't been on in a while. Ooh, look at all this Star Ocean Divine Force art. Ooh. Persona 5 Strikers art. Oh my god. Sometimes when I don't go on like Creative Uncut for a while, I just find some really cool artwork when I come back. Trauma Team. No, there is not. There's Trauma Center, and that's Second Opinion, and that is about it. Oh, if you can find a source for that, that'll be so cool.
Little guy. Perfect timing. It seems an electrician entered the deceased's room around noon on the day of the incident. If he's talked to your people, can you ask them for the recordings of the interview?
All right, I'll contact them immediately.
Please do. How's the analysis going?
Well, regarding the fracture on the corpse's finger, the right index finger was fractured by an external force. It's rather odd. There are no signs of healing in the fractured area.
No traces of healing. That would mean...
The bone broke after he died. Yeah.
That's right. Reactions to injury, like minute healing and hypodermic hemorrhaging, are vital reactions.
AKA it can only happen when you're alive.
Only occur while the body is still alive. Thus, if there were no vital reactions to this broken bone, the fracture happened, it must have occurred after the person was already dead.
That would have to be the case. Oh, and to be clear, there's no way that the body was damaged during transport. We take the utmost precautions when moving bodies.
Huh. I hadn't considered that until you brought it up. Still, I'll take your word for it. If his index finger was broken, using the hand would have caused a great deal of pain. With that in mind, he shouldn't have been able to use his right hand all that well.
Okay. Wounded finger became fractured finger. Let's have a look at this. time of death. Definitely meant to be something I'm going to be doing. If you found something on the scene or the body that you need me to analyze, please let me know. Let's see. But his right hand was...
There was a
There we go.
wound in the left wrist and a fractured finger on the right hand. This seems odd because...
Left wrist, fractured right hand. What seems odd about the broken finger and the slashed wrist is that the knife was in an injured hand.
Yes, the deceased would have had to hold the knife in his injured hand to cut his left wrist. Then he would have had to cut deep enough to sever the artery, putting pressure on his broken finger. Even if he was right-handed, this situation just doesn't add up.
All right, okay. So then... That's it. Just making sure we got everything down.
Hello, Dr. Kimishima.
Got the small talk. What do you want?
So cold.
Wasn't small talk, I only said hey.
Just question the electrician that the neighbor mentioned. I've sent you the recordings. It seems HQ already knew who he was, so there wasn't a problem.
Now we'll find out why that electrician went to the deceased's room.
Reason for entering room. All right, okay. Liam Richardson. Oh, he looks like a trustworthy guy, this guy. Super trustworthy, he is. The electrician who visited Dennis's room the day of the incident. He was asked about what happened that day. Reason for entering room.
Yes? Oh, yes, that's right. A murder? Yes, that's fine. He said his air was broken and needed to be fixed.
He fixed the air. We should focus on that.
Air repair has been
There's
obtained.
nothing odd about having a repairman come to work on the ventilation system.
Except he's an electrician.
But, at the very least, Dennis was still alive when the electrician came.
Trying to find out, but Maria's early design was pretty goofy. I remember that much. And Hank's was like weirdly racist. Oh, that's interesting.
We need to learn about the deceased's condition at that time.
That was... yes. He said he needed it fixed that day, so I went straight there when I finished the job I was doing. Yeah, it was really quick.
That sounds like Sam Riegel,
Yes. Yeah, it was
the voice actor.
Yeah, it was really quick. All I had to do was swap out a cable. Right. I think I was only there for about an hour.
Stop. Okay.
Yes, I fixed his heater. The customer? Well, the way he looked, I wouldn't be surprised if he committed suicide.
It wouldn't be surprising if the deceased committed suicide. Sounds like an important detail.
Dennis seemed
Does
depressed.
that mean the deceased had a motive for killing himself?
Not done yet.
Around 3 p.m., I was already fixing a washing machine.
Okay. Right. Does this fit in with that?
Yeah, on the day of the incident, the electrician had been asked to repair the deceased's air. The electrician went to the deceased's room at noon and left after finishing his work. Both the deceased's neighbor and the electrician himself agree on this.
Okay. It's a fact that the electrician went to Dennis's room around noon to fix the ventilation. The electrician said that Dennis seemed depressed when they met on the day of the incident. Does this fit in with any of my... I don't think I have anything else to go on. Or maybe I do. Hold on. Alright, let's just have Dennis. Wait, actually. You've gone through all the witness accounts? Let's see.
Yes? Yes? Oh, yeah. A murder? He said his ear was broken. That was around noon, I think? Yes. He said he needed it fixed that day. Yeah, it was right.
Only for an hour.
Yes, I think. Yes. The customer? Well, the wait around 3 p.m. I was already fixing a washing machine at my next appointment's house at that time.
Right.
Yes? Yeah, right. Yes, right. Yeah. Yes. He said he needed... That was... He said his... The customer... Well, around 3... I was already fixing a what?
So I've got everything there. Hold on.
Yes, that's... I've been keeping the... That's how I've been... It was... Yes, it must have been. I was watching Farewell Danny and I heard the... And then I was really... I looked out the window and saw smoke coming from next door. I ran over to my neighbor's, but I had to see... It was... Yeah, a fire... My neighbor? Oh, but I... Yes.
What am I missing? There's nothing about him being depressed. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm hitting a wall. If you don't happen to find it like before the stream ends, then feel free to send it to me over like Whisper or like on Twitter, something like that. I've hit a wall, and I didn't think I would hit a wall so soon. Let's have another look at the effects. Right, okay, never mind. Apparently, I'm not gonna find anything. And I'm not gonna find anything here either. What am I not getting? Need to combine some shit. Sure, I'll take a hint. I'll take a hint.
Indeed.
Oh, wait.
Both of these facts relate to the deceased.
Time of the death and depression?
The last time the deceased was seen alive was...
12. Excellent reasoning.
That's right. At that time, he seemed...
Rest. Excellent reasoning.
This comes from the electrician's testimony. The last time we believe the deceased could have been alive is...
Go. The deceased's last words never need to be combined or analyzed because it doesn't have any stars in it. Ah, good to know. Thank you.
Indeed. The neighbor
That makes sense.
hearing a sound from the room at that time. Within an hour after that, a fire started in his room. The deceased was later discovered dead. That's all we know at this point.
You have quite a bit of information. Should I try sorting through it all now? Some of these look like I'll be able to learn more about by asking the little guy about them.
Hey, little guy. I want to go through the information that we've gathered so far.
All right, let's piece it all together step by step.
Let's do that.
The deceased, Dennis Taylor, was found dead in his apartment. Let's see. His body was discovered because...
A fire.
Yes.
Excellent reasoning!
When firefighters arrived on the scene, the fire had already gone out. His corpse was found on the bed.
That's right. The FBI and police initially ruled this case as a suicide.
I was saying this earlier, like, Shoji Meguro was on this as well, like, big Persona energy, but like the music in this game, and the series honestly is really good, but in this game in particular, I remember it slapping so hard. So good. Music's so good.
The reason for that was...
Oh, wait, because, knife / wrist. Excellent reasoning!
Correct. The other reason was...
Door was locked.
Indeed. The slashed wrist and the chained door point towards suicide. It would seem he was so desperate for death that he would both slit his wrist and set his room on fire. That isn't a surprising conclusion.
The knife blade does match the shape of the wound in the wrist. The blood on the blade matches his DNA. Lastly, the deceased's fingerprints were found on the handle of the knife.
Those are all true, but there was something odd about that wound on his wrist. First,
No pain reaction wounds.
another point is...
The knife was in his right hand.
his finger was fractured. Would he have been able to use a knife with a wounded hand?
It's very unlikely, but that's not the only thing that raises doubt. If he did die of the knife wound, he would have bled to death. However, investigating the corpse points to a different cause of death. That is...
Hemorrhaging in the eyes.
That's right, the petechia on the eyes, and the strange bruise on his abdomen. There's more than enough evidence to doubt that this was a suicide.
In the Japanese release, it just says clear. Oh, really? Okay. Excellent reasoning. Yeah, okay. No, I like excellent reasoning a lot better.
But according to the electrician's statement, the victim seemed like he might be in a state to commit suicide.
Indeed. There are too many uncertainties to be able to draw a conclusion at this point. I'm going to have to investigate the scene for myself. Little guy, get me approval to enter the area.
Oh, understood. You shouldn't have a problem, Dr. Kimishima. I'm sure my bosses will approve you right away.
Yes, but I don't intend to waste any time. I'm going there right now. You deal with the rest on your end.
Crime scene is now available. Right. Now I need to begin investigating the scene. Crime scene, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. Let's have a look over here.
This is where the deceased's corpse was. If this bloodstain is his blood, then...
When the blood stains on the bed, it appears that the position Dennis had died was... I can't see. Oh, on his back.
This is... Yes, the injury was on his left wrist. From the position of the blood stain, it would appear he was lying face up on the bed. There was only the one blood stain, so he didn't move around much after his wrist was slit. If this truly is a suicide, That would mean that he bled to death here. However, the amount of hemorrhaging here seems to be too small for a man to completely bleed out.
Indeed.
This is a table. Now that I look closely, the burns are most severe right here. What was burning here?
Japanese. Naomi also drops a ton of like endearingly clunkily English phrases into her dialogue. She says, of course, sure, and that's exactly. I need to hear this shit actually. That's actually hilarious. Ash has been obtained.
Analysis, I might find out what was on fire on it. It's the ceiling fan. There's a speed selector and a timer. One of the blades seems to be broken though.
All because a repairman came that day. Yep. What was fixed exactly?
The electrician had supposedly come to fix the air. I need to review his testimony to confirm what he actually fixed.
That's really it, honestly, right? He said he came to fix the heater too. Where would I find that? Is there anything else to look at? Okay. I reckon I could leave. For now. I don't have enough. Okay, so, all right, let's come back.
Who's this in the picture? The deceased's friend? I see. I was so caught up in the case that I didn't check the man's background. Hello, little guy. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I hear you. Did you need something, Dr. Kimishima?
Yes. Can you do me a favor and look into the deceased's friends? I'm going to send you a picture right now. Try getting a hold on whoever that is.
All right. Is there anything in particular you'd like us to find out?
Let's see. First, about the deceased himself. It'd be great to find out more about the day of the incident.
All right. I'll make preparations to have them questioned. I'll send you the recordings of their answers, so please check the recorder.
Good. I'm glad you can get on this so quickly. I'll be counting on you.
All right. So that's what I was missing. In Japanese release of Second Opinion. Yes, that one, yeah. Countries are reversed. Like the early game takes place in Kaisei, Japan, and Naomi hails from America. So I guess they wanted to make it sound American. Randomly sprinkling in Japanese or English phrases. I don't know why I came here again. Isn't the Phoenix Wright series, doesn't that exclusively take place in America? But it's a very Japanese, very like Japanese, what words are hard? Very Japanese-centric America, if that makes sense. Like, it's America, but it's as if Japan took over America. I forgot to tell you, Dr. Kimishima, we interrogated the man in the photo that was found in the victim's room. As usual, I've transferred the voice data over to you. Right. Friend account, victim's behavior. James Morton, 29 male, Dennis's friend. He was asked about how the victim had acted before his death.
What you want, man? Why are you calling me out here? Huh? You want to talk about Dennis? You
better off asking his girlfriend. Her name's, Stella. Yeah, she's at the club down on Roulette Street. Yeah, she can probably tell you more about Dennis than I can.
Let's go back a
Her
bit.
name's, Huh? That guy, huh? No, nothing. He's a friend of mine, you know? I don't hate him. We've been drinking together the night before he died, after all.
Right.
We've been drinking. He did seem pretty flush recently, if you know what I mean. He called me up out of the blue and, said he'd pick up the tab that night. That wasn't really important. It was just how he normally bragged. He was all proud of this red Portland Jacks t-shirt he was wearing, too.
A Portland Jacks t-shirt. If he was telling the truth, the victim was wearing that shirt on the day of the incident.
Except he wasn't.
In any case, after hearing this testimony, it seems hard to believe that the deceased would have committed suicide. That reminds me, the man said in his interview that the deceased had a girlfriend. I wonder if HQ knows who she is. This is worth asking little guy about.
Yes, did you call Dr. Kimishima?
I need you to look into somebody for me. A woman named Stella Abbott.
Oh, the deceased's girlfriend? Well, technically his ex...
That doesn't matter. Can you find her?
We already have. HQ's just finished questioning her. Oh, should I send you the recording?
Please. Now, if you don't mind. I feel like I'm getting closer to understanding who Dennis Taylor really is.
I don't have the testimony yet. Something's not right. According to the victim's friend, the victim was wearing a t-shirt on the day he died. Yep, okay. Ever played a Phoenix Wright game? And I'm afraid to start because I'm 6 months away from finishing my degree, and this will be a bad time for me to get sucked away from schoolwork into a good-ass series. That is fair. That is fair. Do your education. That's important. What degree are you doing? Are you in uni, is it?
That reminds me. Someone mentioned the clothing that the deceased was wearing on the day of the incident. That's odd. There's nothing that stands out about the clothing. Somebody said something about what the deceased had been wearing that day.
It's really doing a bit of hand-holding here, I'm not gonna lie. Viewing hint cards. Okay. Oh, I've got so many. Okay.
This is a blood stain. One moment, please. I did some quick calculations. A stain of that size would take about 800 milliliters of blood.
The average adult male would have to lose at least 1,500 milliliters in order to bleed to death. This means that...
He didn't bleed to death. Okay. Never mind. He might not have bled to death then. He might not.
Well, the amount of blood loss required varies from person to person. So this isn't quite proof. It is unusual, though. I'll have to remember it.
Collected some remains of the fire. Can you find out what started the fire? Right. So he's analyzing that. Ah, yes. Let's combine these.
This does raise some doubts. The electrician supposedly came to the victim's room to fix his air, but he didn't repair the ceiling fan? Or did the fan break after the electrician had left?
Raises some questions.
In any case, I'll need to hear his account again.
What was fixed? Favorite shirt and button shirt.
Something about this shirt is bothering me.
Different color.
That's right. The deceased was apparently wearing a red t-shirt on the day of the incident. Did he change after he got home? Or was there some reason for changing his shirt?
Not enough blood. Organizing. Change clothes. No. Yeah, alright, that seems to be good. Finishing our undergrad.
Dr. Kimishima, did you receive the voice data?
From the deceased's girlfriend? Have you sent?
You should be able to listen to it using the recorder. Please listen to it when you can.
Right. First, I want to know about the deceased's source of income.
It did seem fairly well off for somebody without a steady job.
Well off? I mean, did you see the apartment?
Indeed. I'll be listening for that while I'm going over the recording.
Okay. Finishing my undergrad, took my time and went back as a mature student. That's fair. That's fair. Community mental health as a degree. Interesting. What does that entail exactly? Like, what kind of modules do you go over with that?
Yes? Oh, yes, that's right. A murder?
What was fixed? You said you fixed.
Really quick. Right. Yes.
Guess I fixed the heater.
Fixed the heater. Something about that seems odd.
It's too hot to need the heater.
Yes, the deceased's neighbor mentioned that. Summer is already starting. And yet, on the day of the incident, the deceased wanted to have his heater repaired? There's something strange about this after all.
Okay. Stella Abbott. This cast is actually surprisingly diverse. Way more diverse than I remember it being. Basically, I just wasn't expecting a person of color to pop up over here, is what I'm saying. Dennis's ex-girlfriend, she was asked about Dennis's activities while he was alive.
Seriously? What do you guys want? I've got work to do, so let's get this over with, huh?
Is that Laura Bailey?
You mean Dennis Taylor? Yeah. Wow, that name brings back bad memories. We broke up years ago. Yeah, at first I thought he was an interesting guy, pretty cool and all, but he never had a job and he just kind of wandered through life. Oh, but he always had money. I'm sure he didn't come by it honestly. Are you really this Oh, but he always had money. I'm sure he didn't come by it honestly.
Not a very subtle hint, Stella.
But are you real? Drugs. He was a drug dealer.
Good heavens. The deceased's been holding on to quite a secret. I'm going to have to change the way I approach this case.
Yeah, quite. So we got
Let's
Dennis's
go through the
income.
information we have, now that we know the deceased's true identity. Unbelievable. The deceased had this hidden dark side to him.
This is looking more and more like a case worth investigating. If Dennis Taylor was a drug dealer, then there could be a variety of reasons to kill him.
Hello, Leo. Hello, Leo. Good luck on Trauma Team. Thank you. It's fun. It's a fun little game. I do enjoy it.
Still,
It's been a while since I've done a sort of like
cloud the truth.
a game where you have to investigate shit like that. I'm a fucking sucker for these sorts of games, and of course the entire game's not like this. But I've always been a fan of the Trauma Center series. Fast track the degree because I have a college diploma, as they're called here. I don't really. College diploma? I don't know, like, what the equivalent would be. Like, we just have our A levels or a B Tech. Actually, yeah, we have diplomas here as well, actually. Yeah, we have diplomas here, actually. So this is, yeah, that tracks, that makes sense. But it makes the therapeutic counseling skills, research techniques, health promotion. Oh, okay, okay. So what are you looking to go into after that then? The game's very fun casually. You speedrun the games. Ah, see, fair enough.
It seems that we're going to have to change our views.
Oh, I would have to watch a speedrun of the games actually. That would be very interesting. And I do love a good speedrun.
Right. I'll prepare the CSI's ALS.
ALS, the advanced light source that can adjust the wavelength being emitted?
That's right.
And it is good Laura Bailey. Okay, I thought so.
An object's visibility depends on the light being reflected from that object. The ALS lets you select a particular wavelength to focus only on what you want to see.
Or hide what you don't want to see.
Huh? Oh, no.
I'll try using it. Thanks, little guy.
Right. No, not there. Hello.
There's white powder scattered on the floor. It looks like there are footprints in it. I can guess at what this powder is, but I should send it in for analysis just in case.
Okay. Have a look-see here. What's that? What's that? I see something. Ah.
Bingo. There's more of that powder inside this hole in the wall. What an obvious place for a hiding spot. Mr. Taylor wasn't all that clever.
Anyway, I'm currently doing some trauma center stuff myself. We'll be lurking. All right, I appreciate the lurk and good luck with your trauma center runs. Every drug dealer worth his salt. You mean every drug dealer worth his coke? Keeps his drug on the floor in a pile. Honestly, my college diploma was social service work, and I'm doing this with some drug. You know what? That is a very noble sort of profession to go into, and big respect for going into that sort of sector. I'm sure you're enjoying it. Like sometimes you'll have so much love for a certain like path, and then when it comes to doing the sort of education part to it, it can sometimes, it varies between person to person, but it can like suck the enjoyment out of it. But I'm assuming that's not the case for you. Have I looked at everything? Wait, hold on, go back. Okay. I think that's it, really. Yep. Oops. Now we'll tell you when it's time to go back. Yeah, and I've noticed that. I just wasn't paying attention as to whether or not she did do that or not. So I didn't pay attention, so I have no idea if she actually said it or not. I reckon she did. I didn't mean to go back in here, but I reckon I'm not done either, so